Good morning. And for me, Happy New Year. Hey! Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name, as you can see on screen, is Graham D. And I'm joined by the only man that has done 100% of all scoops that we've done in
this
the year
decade.
2020
Yeah.
is Mr. Jeroen Luke Burns.
Thank you. Putting in the work, you know.
Well, you know, I just couldn't be bothered turning in yesterday.
Yeah,
Baby can't be bothered today. So, do you know, at least we have you here to steady this shit.
Exactly. Someone's got to keep everything, afloat. But
hey, shit buns. Wow. Wow. Anyway, so yes, this is The Scoop. The channel is Ice Cream Uploads, and we are bringing you our daily dose of the biggest and best news from the games industry and beyond. And we have some, what on the surface sounds like potentially big news stories for you today. Some of them actually not so much, but we will get into those. And if you are in the chat, please feel free to say hello. Obviously, you guys live, twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, can interact with us each and every single weekday when we go live at 10 a.m. We then turn this into a video podcast that we upload to YouTube about an hour or so after we finish. Obviously, you can't interact in the chat there. Well, you can, but we won't be live. So yeah, you guys in the chat right now, you have an important job because you are the only people who get to interact with us and give us your thoughts on the news stories. As I say, we go live with the video on YouTube and around an hour or so after we finish, and then a little bit later on the day we go live on 4 podcast services. And I heard you get them all right yesterday. So
exactly. So there's SoundCloud,
Bam.
there is Spotify,
Bam.
there is iTunes,
Bam.
and there it's Google Play.
Nice one. Nailed it. Wow, there's bright lightage going on my face. Look at that. Oh.
Wow.
Let's bring people in closer. It might help with the brightness. There we go. Oh,
I mean, we're still pale.
There's a lot of space over on that side of the screen. It's fine. Shuffle. Yes. So good morning. I'm just going to open up the chat, see if we have anyone in the stream with us today.
Cakey B says good morning.
Cakey B. Good morning, sir. How the devil are you? It's been a while since I've seen anyone, really. I've been... it's kind of cliche, but obviously over Christmas you fall into that what day, what hour, who am I sort of
100%.
thing. So I've kind of hardly really spoken to anyone recently, but good morning, and thank you very much for using the Twitch Prime sub, very much appreciated, and to Babe as well for using his Twitch Prime sub, 18 months. Yikes!
Super fan.
I mean, yikes in a good way, obviously. Exactly. That's what he says. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop whoop.
Like it.
Sod the police, as Luke famously once said.
Absolutely, that is my catchphrase. Feel free to use it. I'll allow it.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count. We have 5 bits of news that we're going to gloss over for you today. Before we do that, though, since I didn't get a chance to do what have you been up to? And everything yesterday. I'm guessing you guys did because I missed the start of the stream yesterday.
Sure. What have we been up to? Well, what did we do yesterday? That's a very good question because that required me to use my memory.
But if you can't think about yesterday, what did you do over Christmas?
Okay, well, we'll do that one. Also requires memory. But I played, to be honest, I played quite a lot of FIFA because I got that on my PC. And I did the Origin sort of EA player thing. It gives you a 10-hour trial. I was like, I'll try it, make sure it works fine on my PC and stuff like that. And then I knew really I was going to go and buy it. Obviously, as soon as you're 10 hours into your career mode or whatever, it's like, okay, I can't give it up on this now. So been playing quite a lot of that. A bit more Life is Strange 2, which you saw me play a bit of on stream.
Yeah.
I'm finishing that off. I'm towards the end of that. And a bit of Pokemon Sword as well. I got that for Christmas. So, yeah.
Nice. I actually had quite a mixed collection of games for a change. Obviously, I did my daily bits of PUBG, but only enough to keep ticking through my 3 daily missions or so. Yeah. Hit level 100 on PUBG. Played Fortnite, obviously lightsabers and Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I had the better half Danielle bought an Xbox Live gift card as a present for someone. Didn't manage to give it, so I either got another one or duplicate, whatever it was. We ended up with a £15 Xbox Live gift card, and I don't really play my Xbox, so I used that to purchase the Fortnite Battle Pass and enough coins to get Kylo Ren. So I've been running around as a badass lightsaber wielding masked maniac.
That is awesome. That is definitely one of the best ones to get.
Passed out level 100 Battle Pass as well. So I did my level 100 Battle Pass PUBG, level 100 Fortnite, same day, smashed both of those. Started playing Luigi's Mansion on the Switch, which I got Danielle for her birthday, which was Saturday. So happy birthday, Danielle. Playing that ridiculously good game.
I really need to play it. I know, like, you you've mentioned in previous sort of shows or whatever, you've seen it and you thought, oh, you know what, that is one of like the best looking Switch games for me so far. You know, you sounded like you were excited to try it out.
It's really good. Just the simple things like the way Luigi moves, and he's got like the cartoony, like if something pops out and scares him and he goes, oh,
yeah.
Rather than just doing the same run, when he's scared he kind of goes, but he has like 3 or 4 different animations, and they all just filter in like nicely blending. And then the way you're going through rooms, and the way stuff's really cool, hidden, and obviously because it's kind of a side scroller, if you're looking like you're inside the mansion, obviously you're looking through the wall of a building.
Sure,
but then there's things like when there's a mirror on the back wall, you can see stuff on the front wall, and it's just
nice.
It's probably old school stuff. People have played through the earlier Luigi's Mansions and so on, but for me, it was like completely new to it. Really good, really enjoying it, and playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is actually really good.
Is it? Yeah, another game I really need to... There's so many games I really need to play, and like that is a game that you would absolutely sort of have me down as playing as well, because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but not played it yet. Yeah.
Well, one thing we did speak about, I'll use my memory, yesterday, I said we because I was in the chat talking about it, Uncharted,
yes.
Nathan Drake collection, obviously, is free on PS Plus in January, and take Nathan Drake, change his appearance a bit and drop a lightsaber in his hand, and then change all of the cliffs and stuff to be cliffs on Kashyyyk rather than just off the coast of whatever.
Yeah.
And it's literally Uncharted with a lightsaber. It's amazing. So
nice.
It's good. It's good.
Nice.
It's good.
Sold. I think you can get that today, by the way, just pointing out there. I think the new PS Plus games start today. I'm not sure. It's either today or tomorrow.
Well, it's good job you mentioned that yesterday, because I completely forgot about Timefall 2. And I was like, yeah, definitely getting that. Completely forgot until yesterday. I was like, whoop!
I did as well, yeah. I went home and got it.
Happy New Year 2020, says Laz of the Greek. To the coolest team, I wish you health, love and happiness to you and your families. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you very much, Liza. Thank you for being here.
A nice comment.
You absolute legend. How are we doing, boys? He says. Yeah, we're not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I mean, I am still in that. Like I say, my sleeping pattern's not quite right.
Yeah.
Like Bibby said yesterday on the show, I was up at 1:20 playing Fortnite on my phone in bed because my sleeping pattern was kind of wrong, and then dropping back into getting up at 6 or whatever o'clock today.
I know. I can imagine.
My eyes are just like. But apart from that, we are all good. We have love, health, and happiness, as you said. So it's good. It's good. Yeah. Fortnite for the win, says Bib. Did you play any Fortnite? You didn't,
I didn't.
Did you?
No. I still will, I think, because the Star Wars stuff keeps going this month, doesn't it? I think so. Maybe seem to think it did. I'm not sure.
All the lightsabers and the in-game bits are still there. I know on the store, none of the skins and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
None of the Wraithing or the harvesting tools or the TIE Fighter stuff.
Right.
None of that stuff was there, but they keep going off and coming back as well. So maybe they'll keep coming back. Anyway, speaking about keep coming back. Let's not do that. Let's jump onto something new instead. So we're going to start talking about actual news, which is, we know that's what you're all here for. We know it's nice to have a chat with us, but you want to get down to the nitty gritty, and that is the news. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. It's been a while since I've been in the studio. Hopefully this works. Yay! Let's move us down there. Over the adverts. Get out of the way. So the PS5 logo has been revealed at CES 2020. I actually really like CES. Most people always talk about E3s or Gamescoms or so on, but CES for hardware nerds is the time of year. Obviously, E3 is usually software. Obviously, every 7 years you'll get a full hardware year where it's the PS5. But CES is a consumer electronics show. It happens in, I think it's Vegas every year. It might not be. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Las Vegas though. And that's where you'll get the likes of Sony and Samsung and smartphone manufacturers and things like Nanoleaf, which are the new lights in my home cell. That sort of stuff. That's the kind of thing that you see at cool. CES or Elgato. They've just launched a brand new like a mini version of their key lights. They've got a new portable HD 60 4K 60 Elgato capture device thing. And a microphone or something that they've kind of teased. So all of this happens at CES. And anyway, the PS5 logo has finally been revealed. And when I say finally being revealed, it's essentially the same logo that you all expected it to be. but now it's just been confirmed.
Exactly.
This article, written by Eddie Makuch for GameSpot, says, "Behold," as the tagline, Sony's CES 2020 briefing brought with it some PlayStation 5 news, though it wasn't much. Sony's Jim Ryan appeared on stage to reveal the PlayStation 5 logo, and here it is. You should be able to see that on screen there. Obviously, for those of you that have seen a PS4 logo, or essentially the PS3, 2, 1, whatever logo, it's that, but with a 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's genius, really.
I mean, controversially, there is a hard edge on that. There isn't a hard edge on the PLES, but that's, it's 2020. Let's throw caution to the wind, boys.
Exactly.
So Ryan also spoke briefly about some of the features of the PS5, including 3D audio sound, adaptive triggers for the new controller, a faster SSD to improve loading times, as well as ray tracing and an Ultra HD Blu-ray drive. All of these features were already announced, which obviously, if you've been listening to previous editions of The Scoop, obviously you will have done, because we're like 50-odd episodes in now on SoundCloud and Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. Do you know what? You can look back on Twitch and on YouTube as well if you want to see them all. We go over this in much detail, but not right now. We'll continue here. So Ryan concluded his segment by saying further specifics about the PlayStation 5, including the game lineup and other features, will be announced at a later date. If history is any indication, Sony may share more PlayStation 5 news soon. As you may remember, Sony officially launched the PlayStation 4 back in February 2013, 1 month after CES that year. So, February 2020, we'll see. So the PlayStation 5 launches in holiday 2020 alongside Microsoft's own next-gen console, the Xbox Series X. Keep checking back with GameSpot for more on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. And there you go, just some asset on screen showing the functions that we've already discussed in the article. So, a lot to jump through there, Luke. A lot of information to pick apart. I mean, we have a P.
We do.
And there is an S.
I do like the S, admittedly.
And sticking to form, there is a numeral at the end.
Exactly, yeah. I like the way that, with the PS3 logo and the PS4 logo, they had the number at the end, and then with the PS5 logo, they decided, wait a minute, we're onto something here. We'll add another number, and we'll make it correspond with the number of PlayStations we've made so far. It's when you think about it, it's quite in depth.
It is, yeah. And the thing as well is, they didn't even fall into that the trap of, it could look like PSS because they changed the shape of the 5 of the S.
Exactly.
So it's quite stuff. Anyway, that's the end of that story. Logo for PS5 has been revealed. We could talk on that for a bit longer, but there's not really much else to say. Everyone's kind of taking the piss out of Sony, which you kind of expect. Everyone thought would have a little bit more, but Sony aren't ready to announce it yet. But CES isn't somewhere that they can pass up. They've spoken to the games industry, and the games industry know. We fully understand. Okay, we've seen the Wired articles. Okay, we've seen the Wired article again, and we've seen the Spider-Man demo, and we know about the haptic triggers, and we've seen all the patent stuff that's been filed and so on. So we know it, and we've dissected it. But the general mainstream gamers that don't sit there and watch the Scoop, what are you doing? Those guys, they won't have known that, and CES is where you will find the Bloomberg technology and the BBC technology, and all of those will all be sat there pushing the news out, so you'll hit more of a mainstream. So it makes sense for him to be there. It's just a little bit annoying for us. We just want a little bit more. But it is what it is. Anyway, from one next-generation console, let's jump back into the news. I'm looking at another. So this one is written by Will Judd for Eurogamer, and he says, AMD admits it used a fake Xbox Series X 3D model in its press event. It wasn't intended to be major news. Okay, there's an update there. Let's read the update. Okay, update 8 a.m. It turns out that AMD used a fan. Okay, now let's. No, we'll read it with the update. Okay. Turns out that AMD used a fan-made render of the Xbox Series X during their presentation. In a statement to The Verge, AMD admitted that the Xbox Series X imagery used during the AMD CES press conference was not sourced from Microsoft and does not accurately represent the design or features of the upcoming console. The AMD representative went on to say that the model was sourced from TurboSquid.com, a 3D model marketplace, and indeed, one model there matches what was shown on screen exactly. It's a baffling move given that AMD is partnering with Microsoft on the device. Original article continues below. So here we go. The Xbox Series X has been shrouded in secrecy since its official announcement last month, but the veil was unexpectedly lifted at AMD's CES 2020 press conference on Monday. That's why they've obviously put the update in, because it wasn't. But a sweeping view of the console has revealed a few key details about the machine's hardware, most notably its front and rear port configuration, information that's previously been kept out of the public eye, as noted by The Verge's Tom Warren. The AMD publicity video shows the front of the device in full, with a single USB port visible on the lower right corner of the device, nearly hidden by the controller. The console's front Blu-ray drive and eject button is also visible. The view then moves to the back, revealing from top to bottom an Ethernet port, optical audio, two USB-C ports, two HDMI ports, and 2-pin C8 power input. Do you know what? Let's not continue with this article, because once again, on the surface, it sounds like a big news story. In reality, AMD had a press event and they wanted to show something, and they just thought, oh, well, that'd be nice, and didn't realise that it'd get picked up by everyone. Like, wow, it's the first time.
Yeah, I guess it was a little bit of a dumb move potentially to sort of use this sort of fake render instead. I'm not quite sure why they've done that. But.
See, the interesting thing there is, obviously, what we can take from this is we still have no more news on what the Xbox Series X is going to look like. We've seen the box from the front, we've seen the box from the top, but it does have that sort of like grid top with a green light below it, which you can turn off. So we know that stuff. We don't really know anything new. The interesting thing, though, is that AMD, who are partnering, I believe AMD are the ones that are making the chipsets for it, the processors, they don't have access to any marketing materials. They don't have access to any of that. So they've either just gone, fuck, we don't have anything and we need to show something. Let's just get something that sits as a placeholder. Yeah. Which is kind of bizarre. I think that they're designing the hardware internally and they don't know what it looks like.
Exactly.
Or, reading it in a slightly different way, do they know what it looks like and think, oh, well, that's exactly what it looks like.
Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So whilst this isn't confirming anything, and their actual wording, which clearly Microsoft has gone... and AMD went on to say, the imagery used during the AMD CES press conference was not sourced from Microsoft and does not accurately represent the design or features of the upcoming console. Is that the case, or is that just... Because technically, it could exactly represent it, but because it's not sourced from... Xbox, it doesn't accurately represent it. What they could mean by that is, actually, no, there's 15 USB ports, not one. Or what it could mean is, no, that's actually 0.1 millimeters out of place.
Exactly,
so accurate,
or you can just sort of say, oh, this is sort of like because it's a CGI sort of model or whatever. In a way, none of it represents it because it isn't really a physical thing. But I think you kind of onto something that said surely it must at least be a bit similar. They must have at least a decent idea of what it's actually going to look like, but we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, it showed one side of the corner. They either know exactly what it looks like and it looks like that, or they've gone, oh, nobody really knows, so let's just use something. And everyone knows that nobody knows, and then realised afterwards, oh shit, not everybody knows that. Okay, so everyone thinks we know, but we don't know. No?
Well, the bluffs and double bluffs and stuff, yeah.
So, yes, there is a new PS5 logo. There isn't a new look at the Xbox One Series X, and my laptop needs to go muted. Thank you, Random Noise, for letting me know, because if not, we'd have opened up a GameSpot tab and all of the...
That's true.
Speaking of which, let's jump into a GameSpot tab. Speaking of consoles, do you know what? Let's turn it back. We're talking about generations and logos that we don't know anything about. Let's go back to a generation that we know a lot
comfort zone
about. See that nice tedious link there? You may think I've done this before. So once again, back to Eddie Makuch at GameSpot even, and he says PS4 reaches 106 million units sold as PlayStation Plus subscriber numbers are revealed. PS4 sales reach new heights, which is amazing because the PS4 just keeps going from strength to strength. I know I think the worst thing about doing the scoop at this point of a product cycle is you're almost like, even though you massively appreciate having a PS4 and the PS4 Pro and everything that comes with it, and the fact that we still get to look forward to The Last of Us Part 2, which is on screen, you just kind of think, I just want a PS5 now.
Yeah, I know.
But it's easy to forget just how monumental 106 million units for a console being sold
Huge,
is.
huge. What was it? I feel like we covered something several episodes back where it might, to be honest, I'm jumping ahead a bit. The article might say how it compares to other consoles, but I'm pretty sure it's in the top 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
Is it even the best? Maybe not quite the best, but like, top 2 or 3 best selling, I think.
There we go. I'll bring it back on now. I was just want to avoid spoilers. It does include it in the article.
Does it? There we go.
Nice tee up there.
Yeah, very purposeful.
So, as part of Sony's CES 2020 briefing from Las Vegas, the company shared an update on PlayStation 4 sales and other key metrics related to the console. The PS4 has now sold more than 106 million units worldwide, PlayStation President Jim Ryan announced. He also revealed that more than 1.15 billion PS4 games have been sold at retail and digitally since the console launched in 2013. Ryan also gave an update on how PlayStation Plus is performing. He said the subscription service has 38.8 million paying members. Additionally, he said PlayStation Network has more than 103 million active monthly users. Wow, see, just stopping there for a second. 38.8 million people pay for PS Plus, but there's 103 million people that use the network actively. I can't imagine having a PS4, using it actively, and not having PS Plus. Because that's like 60% of people don't have PS Plus. That is bizarre. I mean, 38.8 million paying £40 a year or whatever it is a huge number, don't get me wrong. So they are clearly happy with that. But what are those other 60% doing?
I don't know. Yeah, I completely would have thought that it would be more 70, 80 plus % of people who used a PS4 actively would have that function, because I mean, you've only got another 106 million PlayStation sold, 103 million monthly active users. You only got another 3 million that don't go on the internet apparently, or something. All those that do, surely, you're using like the PS Plus service. What else are you doing, really?
I mean, I can understand maybe there are some kids out there that have it and just buys the Minecraft or whatever, and they just build that and they don't.
Maybe it would have been higher a couple of years ago. The proportionately speaking, so the percentage of people who have PlayStation to the percentage that have PS Plus, maybe it would have been higher. I don't know. Yeah,
potentially. But moving back to the article, finally, the executive, aka Jim Ryan, spoke very briefly about PlayStation VR. He said it's now reached 5 million units since it debuted in October 2016. See that? Give me more, Jim Ryan. I mean, it's nice to know that you've sold 5 million units of VR, but I want to be able to try VR. I want to know what games are coming. I know they've proactively funded indie developers, VR developers, so that they can make first-party supported, not first-party exclusive, but first-party supported VR content. But the fact that they're throwing tidbits like that in is nice, because it means that, we keep coming back to it. But I just feel like we're never going to get anywhere if we don't actually start saying something of substance.
Yeah, exactly. It's always just on the backbench a bit, in it, VR. It's always like in the sideline.
It was kind of like, we've got all these games coming to PS4 this holiday or whatever they'll say at E3, and then it's like, and we've got some new titles for Vita. Oh, there's more things coming for Vita. Oh, we're expecting stuff for Vita. And it's like, okay, you're not telling me exactly what and when though. Exactly, so are you really? And then all of a sudden, nothing comes for Vita.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll jump forward, and there's the tidbit that Luke kind of touched on. The PS4 is the second best-selling home console in history, only trailing the PS2, which sold an astonishing 150 million units during its lifetime. I think it's kind of safe to say we aren't going to hit 150 million on PS4. We may hit 110, which is still a huge number. It's like everyone in the UK and then another half of the UK kind of thing.
Exactly.
So 2019 was the PS4's 7th year on the market. 2020 will be a big year for the PlayStation brand, as Sony will release its next generation console, the PlayStation 5, this holiday. Also at CES today, Sony unveiled the PS5 logo and reaffirmed some of its key features. We've seen that already, but thank you very much, Eddie Makuch. Very much appreciated. It's kind of no surprise. I suppose it is a little bit of a surprise, the fact that they are still ticking through the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just had Christmas, so no doubt, obviously, there'll be a number of things. People have got PlayStations, and they've just got, well, I've had a 4K TV for 2 years now. I need a PS4 Pro. And I don't need anything else. I'll have one of them. Or my PlayStation just died. Or, okay, I've only got a 500 gig hard drive. I want a 1 terabyte hard drive or something like that. So there's reasons for PlayStation to be selling at Christmas. Be interesting to see how that. So 106 million at the start of the year. By the time we get to February, March.
Yeah, how much that goes up by. Because also it'd be interesting to see what percentage of that figure is like a PS4 Pro, versus the normal one. I'd be quite interested to see that, but we didn't get it in this article.
God damn it, Eddie! That is the data.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that 106 million. Let's say it probably won't, but let's say it goes up 1 million a month. It'd be interesting to see if last month was 105, month before 104. Although it's probably more sales last month than the month before because of Christmas. It'd be interesting to see if the PS5 does get its February reveal, as kind of hinted at by the previous article by Eddie, saying that obviously the PS4 was announced in February. So will the PS5 be announced in February? If that does happen, will that 106 million just kind of go
drop? Yeah.
Boom. Okay. We're still at 106. Still at 106 by July. Oh, 107, and then no more.
I would expect that trend, and then maybe another trend like further down the line of the PS4's price drops, and then they sell a little bit more again, and it'll be to sort of like kids sort of thing, like parents getting like the previous gen console for the kids, as like their first console or something like that.
I am 100% not listening. I was just going to change the stream dates.
Right.
But Babes has done it. Never mind. I was just testing.
Nice.
First day back for me. I'm not on the ball. It's fine.
Cheers,
sorry, what were you saying then?
Just that. So further down the line, PS4's price might drop potentially. Will probably be the next step after the PS5 announced, and then you can kind of imagine like kids getting it, or parents getting it for the kids as their first console sort of thing. They might get a little boost in sale after that, and then it'll drop. I think completely.
Yeah, I'd like to see a couple of price drops, making it a bit more accessible for people. I mean, I still think probably the inclusion of a Pro version has kept the price for the top end console quite high in this generation. It usually maybe I don't know, maybe I'm looking back in rose tinted glasses, but you can still be paying 350 to 400 quid ish for a PS4 Pro console. In the last year of the product cycle, that's quite steep.
It is, yeah, definitely.
Thinking that the predictions are around 500 quid top end for the next generation. If you're looking at around 400 quid for the top end of the current generation, which is 7 years in, still quite steep.
Yeah, I was just looking it up earlier this morning, actually, by coincidence, what the PS4 launched as price wise, and it was $399 apparently. So it's only about the same as what the Pro is selling for now. It's
exactly. Jumping back through the comments in the chat, Lazar wants to know when we're playing Fortnite. And then Bibbs responded, February 6th, I think. I'm guessing that's when's the pass ending.
It could also be when it's playing Fortnite, but
it's very specific.
Exactly.
Nice. I heard it's 15 for the new live event season 2 pass thingy. Me Bob. Okay. Whenever. Yeah. No one cares about that mumbo jumbo ray tracing guff. Can I play PES 2 on it via my hard copy of it? Good question.
Exactly.
Lazar's gone for breakfast. God damn it, Lazar. Ice cream uploads. Have you seen it? Have you seen this? Okay. Let's watch this. Jumping back, a news article. Oh, my mute. There we go. Get out of the way. So jump back at a news article. This is a link to Twitter that Bibbs just dropped in the chat. So this is Chris Trinere, Bagel_Chris on Twitter, says Sony's lead graphic designer coming up with the PS5 logo. PS4. Delete. 5. Ta-da! There we go.
Exactly. That is definitely how it happened. 100%.
17,000 retweets for that. Good lad.
Genius.
Anyway, jumping back to the comments. I hadn't seen that, but thank you for the link. Ooh, that update wasn't there when I was pulling these together. Hashtag scandal. And Bibbs had already jumped in, saying second to PS2 with your tidbit of teasery of where it sits in the grand scheme of things. Precision in the chat. Good morning, Precision. How the devil are you, love? I keep looking up there, but you're over there, not over there. Do you know what? I'm going to put you up there. Hi. PS2 is better than PS4, says Precision. I don't know how I feel about this. I did see Precision say, I don't know if was it today or was it yesterday? It might have been this morning. I saw a comment on Twitter from Precision saying something along the lines of PS4, apart from 5 or so classics, has been a generation based on let's remaster, let's remake. Okay. So it's not been the strongest generation. Do you know? I probably need time to digest that.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. But yeah, I'd need to like go back and actually, go Metacritic or something, look at all the good PS4 games that have come out and like work out just how many there are, because it's one of them where it's difficult to just like pick out on the spot, isn't it? How like good PS4 games came out.
Because I instantly sit there and I go like, The Last of Us. But that was PS3.
Exactly,
so I'm like, ooh, actually, maybe.
GTA 5 was obviously originally a previous.
Oh god, yeah. But then you've got like Minecraft. Oh my god, what is happening? What's it called? Uncharted 4.
Yeah, got Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man.
So do you know? It is probably a valid comment because we've got we've named 4 there. Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which. Was that available on PS3 as well?
I think it was available, although I'd be surprised if it sold anywhere near as much on the PS3 as PS4.
That could also be down to me being a bit narrow-minded with games. Yeah, it could be. I mean, there probably is a lot. There's definitely a lot more success in terms of that, things like indie titles and so on. But it's definitely a good point, though.
Yeah, definitely interesting point.
I'd need to look back through and see if that's the case. But that's the thing. The fact that you need to look back through, maybe that kind of gives the point.
Yeah.
Because you sit there and you'll talk about your PS2 classics. I mean, I'll instantly jump about 15 football games there. Well, not 15, but yeah, you know the difference. On PS2, I was playing the likes of Pezzers. It was the only console that I played a manager game on for more than 4 seconds. A football manager game, that is. There was Smackdown, Shut Your Mouth, and Know Your Role, and yeah, there was lots of GTA San Andreas. There was Vice City, and so yeah.
It's interesting. Like, obviously, it's a bit of a diversion here, but with the Switch as well, the Wii U didn't sell well at all, but it had a lot of decent games, and the Switch is like half of the games on it are actually just remakes, and it's I think
it's like, wow, these games are amazing. If only they made this before.
Yeah, exactly. No one knew they did, but and Xbox with the Halo stuff, and I guess it's I have found this in general. This is like a proper like broad comment now. You can like include films and stuff in this now, but we're popular like suckers for nostalgia in particular at the moment. And looking back and all the stuff Disney are doing, Lion King and stuff like that, it's becoming such like a big market.
Yeah, Lion King. There's Aladdin, Mulan's coming, Beauty and the Beast has been done as well.
Exactly. It must be something to do with the generation that are now sort of our age or whatever. I don't know, like the same sort of age that were playing those games back then, and it's just like for the first time almost it's sort of like caught up.
It's kind of been tried and tested for Disney forever though. In terms of Disney had long before Fortnite ever had a thing called the Vault. Disney had the Vault, and it was a marketing thing internally where they would have, say there's 60 Disney films. I don't know what the number is. There's probably more, probably less, whatever.
Yeah.
But they'll go, okay, this year, we're not announcing it, but internally we know that our strategy is this year, 50. Every year there's 50 things in the vault. They don't make any new versions of it. But this year, 10 DVDs. So we'll have Snow White, we'll have Sleeping Beauty, we'll have Basil the Great Mouse Detective, quality film by the way, and they'll have 10 films that they'll just release out of the vault, and you'll see them in Tesco, and they'll have a shiny new case, a special edition release for this year, and people go, I remember that, I'll buy this.
Yeah.
And the kids haven't seen it, I'll buy this. And then people go, do you know what, I'd really love to see Lilo and Stitch, and it's like, sorry, it's in the vault. No, you have to wait. And it's that supply and demand, and they've always done that. They've released the same thing. You can buy, if you probably went and searched for The Lion King, there might be 15 different cases where they've released it every other year, or maybe not 15, but they've always done that. Whereas they've probably got to the point of, okay, well, everyone buys it and keeps it now in a digital record forever.
Yeah.
So now, how do we re-release it? We'll remake it.
Remake it. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I've still got both my PS2 and PS1 non-slim versions. Out of the two, I use the original more, considering I got the PS2 to play my DVDs as well, games. Are Hollywood not able to come up with new titles that are classics? God damn it! if only it was that easy. But you get it with music as well. I mean, how many times are we going to hear the same songs be released? And they didn't do that back in my day. Can we just change the title of the stream to OK Boomers? No?
Exactly,
no,
yeah.
No? Special edition of the special edition of the original. Exactly. But anyway. Speaking about consoles, Luke mentioned it there. The Nintendo Switch, but this is the Switch on a completely different wavelength. I'll bring this up on screen for you now. Can't find the button. There we go. Found it. Yay! It's my Monday, ladies and gentlemen. It may be Tuesday, but it's my Monday. So Alienware's concept UFO is like a Switch that plays PC games. Switch up how you play your PC games, as the tagline. GG.
Where did they get that from?
I don't know. It's amazing. It's almost like that's the first thing that anyone ever goes with.
Exactly.
Switching it up, switch that up. I mean, we should have some sort of concept with switching.
We really should. Yeah. Stay tuned, folks.
Luke has a show on the Ice Cream World channel called Switching Up, where I play Switch games, by the way, just saying. So yes, Alienware showing off a new prototype during CES 2020, and it looks an awful lot like the Nintendo Switch. The concept UFO, which, as the name suggests, is still a concept that the company is working with, rather than a finalised product, is a portable system with a screen that can detach from the controllers on either side of it, much like the Joy-Cons slide off the Switch. That's a very forward-thinking, original idea.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're always pushing what's possible in the realm of gaming, introducing our newest gaming innovation, #concept UFO. Watch the official unveiling at January 7th. At 10 a.m. PST, #CES 2020, says a tweet from @Alienware. So CNET has gone hands-on with the concept UFO and said that compared to many other prototypes shown at CES 2020, it looks and feels finished with a high degree of polish. The prototype consists of a small Windows 10 tablet with 2 attached controllers on either side, and like the Switch, it can output to a bigger screen as well.
Genius.
There's no news of a release date or even a definite confirmation that Alienware will release this as a consumer product, according to CNET, but they report that World War Z was surprisingly playable on the concept UFO. The fact that World War Z was surprisingly playable. Wow. The Nintendo Switch, which serves as a clear inspiration for the concept UFO, is currently discounted on eBay. Get away with your retail links, James O'Connor. You nearly had me there. Get out of here.
Yeah, that looks really familiar.
Is there an image of it?
For some reason, it comes up differently on my iPad, but it links to the tweet that maybe if you clicked on that, it would come up.
Let's click through. There we go. It's a jagged Switch.
It is, yeah.
With a Mercedes-Benz button.
I mean, to be fair, I don't. So they say it's not likely to actually end up being in the hands of consumers or whatever. Or did they say? So what's the point? I'm missing it.
You kind of get it every year with cars as well. So concept cars has been a thing forever, whereas concept consoles is less so, purely because there's less competition. So concept cars, it's about jockeying for position in the marketplace and investment, and you can have a concept car that shows, usually they look like something that appears in iRobot.
Sure,
so it's a weird, like super smooth car where the wheels are covered and inside and they have strange blue paneling and whatever. But it's usually to show the technology rather than the actual design of the car. So we've got new it could be something like thermostatic areas in the car, whereas you can have climate control on your side and I can have climate control on my side, and we can have a climate column in the middle, and also we can make it so our steering wheel suddenly turns into a steering stick, like a motorbike or whatever.
Exactly. Okay, so
steering sticks. I saw 2020, by the way, in Canada. So that's usually what it shows. So you're showing off the technology and the capabilities, and so that's kind of what they're going for there. Let's just have a quick I thought they were going to respond to that. If this has 4/5G connectivity and can run my Steam/Origin/Blizzard library from an external storage device, I'll gladly buy this and support and every support accessory. You'd be unstoppable. So, aka, no comment. Nice.
Okay, so yeah, it's like Alienware saying we're capable of doing this stuff too that Nintendo can do.
I always find it funny when you see something like that from, say, like an Alienware or whoever, because it doesn't really, like you say, with a concept car, BMW are showing you their hardware or their technology that will be in their released hardware.
Yeah.
You don't know what the new i-Series, 5 Series, whatever's going to look like. You know that new BMWs are going to have this new anti-lock braking system setup that's different and changes the way or whatever. So it's cool because you know you're getting it.
Yeah.
Whereas Alienware make laptops and Alienware make PC bits and so on. Alienware don't make Nintendo Switches, so
they're never going to like enter the console sort of marketplace, are they? They're never really going to be one of like a top contender or even try.
It's such a hard space. Like, look at the Switch. How long did it take the Switch to take off, and then it just went.
Yeah,
it was almost like Pokemon Let's Go just got enough of an install base for people to go, actually, yeah, let's make games for it.
Yeah,
but Pokemon Let's Go is Nintendo's own IP. What do Alienware have that's going to make people go, actually, I need one of those as well? I think I have one.
Exactly.
And it's because it smacks of everything I've ever heard of before in terms of it's a Windows tablet that's trying to become a new thing.
Exactly.
I mean, there's phones called the Shark something or other or whatever. I saw like gameplay phony tablets or phablets or whatever you want to call them at E3 and Gamescom that are all going to do this, and none of them have. And so, Alienware, what are you doing? Although we will find out at 10 a.m. I think it said PET, which is 6 p.m. I believe.
Sounds about right.
So if I've got my time zones correct, we'll find out some point today.
About right.
So we'll see. We will see. Could you see yourself investing in an Alienware concept UFO?
I absolutely no point like investing in anything like that. That's for sure. Partially because I have a Nintendo Switch, and partially because the way they put it, there was a game that was almost playable, or something surprisingly playable, or whatever it was. Surprisingly playable. I mean, I don't want to buy a console where a game is surprisingly playable.
Wow, it works. It does what it's meant to. By the way, don't buy Stadia if you like things to be playable. Sorry, I realise it's New Year and I'm not hit on Stadia.
Exactly. It's true.
Hopefully, Stadia will be one day. But anyway, from one Switch console to another, bam! This article, written by Emily Gera for VG247, says a new Nintendo Switch model is reportedly launching this year. So not only do we get a Switch alike, we also have an actual Switch coming this year, apparently. So a new report suggests an updated Switch is currently underway. Is the word underway there? A Switch is underway? Could you say that?
Can you say that? Yeah.
A PlayStation is underway?
Switch release is coming. The Switch announcement is going to be maybe, but no.
Or
I don't agree with that.
In development. Well, whatever. Thank you. We understand what you're getting at, Emily. She says, Nintendo is reportedly working on an updated model of its Nintendo Switch with plans to release sometime this year, according to Taiwanese publication Digitimes by way of Polygon. News of the updated Switch model comes from Digitime's source on the upstream supply chain. The new Nintendo Switch will apparently begin production at the end of the first quarter of 2020. That likely means sometime in March before it gets an official release in mid-2020. Well, imagine that. First quarter of 2020 for production. With a release in mid-2020, that means it's got to be announced first quarter to be released in mid, so that you can build up anticipation for it. Unless they're just going to go, oh, it's out now. But if it came out first quarter, we've potentially got the PlayStation in February. If PlayStation goes, you know Microsoft are going to go, well, we're going to go with something as well. Yeah. So we could get all three of the big guns having stuff in the first quarter of 2020, which is pretty tasty.
Pretty exciting.
So I'll go back over that. So the new Nintendo Switch will apparently begin production at the end of the first quarter of 2020. That likely means sometime in March, before it gets an official release in mid-2020. It's previously been rumoured for some time that Nintendo has been planning a Switch Pro, which Bibby keeps talking about, which is essentially, as you can see here, which could feature a bigger screen and a higher res gaming. Likewise, last year, Wall Street Journal writer Takashi Mochizuki reported 2 new models of Switch were in the works, and this is a tweet embedded there. I reported in August 2019, Nintendo has ideas for further updates to the Switch lineup after those 2 models to make the platform's lifecycle long. DigiTimes on January 6th, Nintendo is reportedly planned to release in mid-2020 a new model of Switch. So therefore, Takashi Mochizuki is basically saying, told you so.
Yeah.
Still, details of the new model are pretty scant. We've reached out to Nintendo for comment. And they haven't, I'm assuming, commented yet because it stops.
It stops.
Rather abruptly, but we get the point. Pow. So, Nintendo Switch Pro. Let's hand this over to Bib in the chat, if he's still here.
What do you think of this, Bibby? I would have to sort of say, in terms of my thoughts on it, that there'll probably be quite a lot of people who just got like a Switch Lite who might be a little bit annoyed actually about hearing a new Switch coming so soon. I mean, I know they're different products, and in theory you buy Switch Lite because you want it a small, accessible, sort of very portable console. But I don't know actually. I'm surprised at how soon that was coming, because I remember seeing on like Twitter, I don't know who it was that said it, they were saying, just going to put this out there now. I don't think we'll see a Switch Pro this year. I think it'll be next year. It's obviously already looking a bit dated, and I'm pretty sure they tweeted a couple of days ago. So I mean, it's good. I mean, for me, I would be maybe tempted to get one, but we'll have to see.
Just jumping back through the comments to the previous Alienware UFO thing. This is so damn ugly. Hasn't the Nvidia Shield already attempted this too? Yes, the Nvidia Shield. That was back in like 2013 or whatever it was, when we were at EGX with Castlevania Lord of Shadows.
Sure.
It was next to us. That's how far back people have been trying to do some sort of handheld kind of stuff. Yeah. Although then there was the Steam box, where Steam was trying to give you a box console.
I forgot about that.
So you can play games in your living room, and they gave up on that. So we've had a lot of big brands trying to break into markets. Granted, different markets in terms of Nvidia Shield, I believe, was more PC orientated. But with Alienware releasing it, you kind of think, well, it's got to be PC. It has to be. They're not going to create their own new store, their own new marketplace, a whole new different version of a game. Like Nintendo have their whole back catalogue that they can fall on. We can make a Nintendo store, and we can bring through all of the digital games from the SNES and everything. And the is it the E? What was it? E-console or whatever it's called?
Yeah, something like that. I can't really remember.
But Alienware go, do you fancy making a version for us?
Yeah.
So it'll either have to play PC games or a different format. That kind of then makes you think it's going to play PC games. But then will they all work? And what about the massive games that need shitloads of RAM and like processors and?
Yeah, this is the thing. The problem is, like, by the time something that's portable catches up to the point where they can play PC games, the PC games have also obviously advanced. I don't think they're ever going to be able to play the very latest PC games to a standard where people are happy with it.
Unless, what was that? Isn't there like a almost Stadia-esque stream, like Steam streaming thing?
Maybe. I mean, I do think that streaming, when it does work, I'm sure eventually like all that kind of stuff will work. It will be the way to go, and that will be when we see a breakthrough and sort of like portable PC gaming.
I mean, I suppose you could use it to do that remote play together stuff. So
sure.
So like if you're sat home on your PC, you're playing the game, I'm just linking into your PC, so you're doing all the processing and I'm playing on your PC but using my device. Stuff like that could be useful for that, I suppose. Where we have the holy grail of clickbait title for today's episode with these updates of the 3 main consoles. Bam! Yeah. So this will be the 4th iteration of the Switch. We had the Switch, the revised Switch with longer battery, Switch Lite, and then Switch Pro. Switch Pro is a must-buy. I have that Steam Link. What the Steam Link is, the Steam Box thing.
Oh wow!
Is
it collecting dust in your attic, or do you use it?
Is that what you used when we tried to play PUBG and you had about as much success as the images that you sent me the other day. Billy sent me some images the other day. I tried to play PUBG on his PC, and it was like PUBG, a short story. Where's my phone? It's in my pocket. I'm going to see if I can find it. I won't be able to show it on stream because it's on WhatsApp, but it was pretty funny.
Spoo says, yeah. I don't know whether he's saying yeah as in that's why he played PUBG or no, yeah, it's collecting dust.
Okay. I'm guessing it's the PUBG bit. But yeah, this is Bibby's PUBG story. So there's Bibby, loaded into PUBG. You can't really see it, but that's his dude running around. And then it says, survival time. This is the post-game once you've been dead. You probably can't see it there. But survival time, that little bit there, is 2 minutes, 21 seconds. And the very next screen, uninstall. So play, die, get out.
Ooh. Yeah, so still in use, he says. Not collecting dust, still in use, but not sure it's performing as well as you'd like. Or maybe you're just not playing well enough.
I think it does have. Bibby's probably a special case though. Bibby will play anything on any screen, anywhere. He's like a weird gamer. In terms of, I'm like, I play shitloads of what I like.
Yeah.
Bibby plays shitloads of shit. Not always. Like he's more eclectic, so I think having stuff like. He's probably one of the few people that will use that because he can play anything on it, whereas someone like me, I'd be like
a bit more like picky. I think I'd be a bit more like picky as well.
It does work just on the games that absolute support controllers. So yeah, if you play controller games, which I suppose that's kind of a bone of contention then, because you've got PC players but still forcing them to play controllers, which is kind of like mouse and keyboard is that's the holy grail of having PC. If you get that skill, then you're kind of like next level. But anyway, that's kind of it for the show almost. It's not a bad first day back, I think. I mean, I've had 2-3 weeks off. We had the Christmas special. If you listen to the Christmas special though, please let us know your thoughts.
It may not be Christmas anymore, but also feel free to still go ahead and watch it, because I think we look back in the whole year and decade, don't we? So definitely worth checking out.
Interesting though, like looking at the Christmas special of like what we've kind of liked for the decade and what we were looking forward to and things like that. And I was looking forward to playing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
And not even load it up. Although I did watch a bit of Lyric. He's been streaming a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 2 recently, and I miss like I could tell straight away things like the thermal detonators and things like that, and the audio. Very, very few games have done audio as well as Star Wars Battlefront.
It's amazing, actually.
Yeah, sitting there with headphones on, listening to the audio, and you've got like grenades and stuff going off. You've got blasts, and you've got fucking Boba Fett over your head.
Exactly.
It's just incredible. TIE fighters flying past.
The whole sort of production value, really, like the sound and the visuals. From that point of view, like even the first one, like when I first sort of played that, it was like, wow, I'm sort of in the Star Wars universe in a way that I don't feel like I've been in a long time. It just felt like really good.
I remember before I got into the world of GT Omega racing chairs, shout out to these bad boys, I had an X-Rocker, like one of those like curvedy ones.
Oh yeah, I remember saying this.
But it had like 7.1 surround sound built in, so you'd sit there and there was 2 big speakers in there. There was a huge sub in the back of it, so that you felt all the vibrations and stuff, and you could turn up the rumble and stuff as well.
Nice.
So like, even before you get into that immersive Star Wars sound, just having the
that's amazing.
Was incredible. So you turn it on and it obviously starts with the big logo flashing, and you're just like, bah, and then you get into the game and it's like, you're like, fuck me, this is amazing. So that is kind of what sold me on Star Wars Battlefront 2 more than anything else. Forgetting the gameplay and forgetting the trailers and forgetting the fact that there was going to be Iden Versio and the story and all that, which I did. I did all of that first, thinking as soon as I start playing multiplayer, I'm not going to touch anything. So I did the story, quite enjoyed the story. It was quite short, but I enjoyed it anyway. It's like playing Call of Duty. If the story's 5-6 hours long, it's a good story, then you're happy because you can play the multiplayer. So yeah, did that, turn it on, multiplayer was gash. But from what I was watching from lyric stuff, it looks pretty good. But I didn't play Star Wars Battlefront 2 because I played a lot more Star Wars. Just happened to play it in Jedi Fallen Order and Fortnite. So
yeah, that's true. So either way, Star Wars is doing pretty well again in the gaming sector.
Yeah.
Said.
I'm dying.
Uh-oh.
But I think that's about it. Unless you've got anything else you feel we should.
No, I don't think so. I don't know whether it's worth. This is, we are a gaming podcast, but I just wondered what your thoughts were on the Star Wars film.
I actually really liked it. I do think, and the more I think about it, I'll be just randomly in the shower and I'm like, that never ends. And why that?
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that you just kind of, particularly if you look at the last film and then look at the new, the current film. So. Last Jedi and then Rise of Skywalker. If you watch those two, there's a bit just like that's a story arc that didn't finish or just
I feel
didn't
that as well.
amount to anything.
Yeah.
And either they've just gone, oh fuck it, we'll just not do it with that, or that relationship between those two people. Yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah, let's not. And then it's just kind of like, So there is a lot of stuff like that, but it's all like wrap-aroundy, inconsequential stuff that I'm happy enough to go, do you know what, I don't really need to know.
Yeah.
The main stuff is ticked off, so...
Yeah, it's a sort of just... sounds stupid to put it this way, but as a piece of entertainment, I was fine with it, and, I went to the cinema and enjoyed it enough. Me as a Star Wars nerd, a bit more critical, like, proper Star Wars nerds love the detail, Star Wars is a universe and all that. Yeah, plenty of questions and niggles and stuff that I didn't like about it as well. But for me... I think it all comes down to the fact that the trilogy as a whole never really had a plan and a cohesion that perhaps the other two did. Even the prequels, as shite as they could be, they had an overarching sort of story sort of point, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the difficulty with the prequels, so episodes 1, 2, and 3, was that they had to get to episode 4.
Yeah.
So they were always going to end on a bad note in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
So you've kind of... It's always hard to make a story that has a bad ending, that is entertaining, because you think, okay, well, I want to feel good when the credits go up.
Exactly.
And that's kind of... There wasn't really a way to do that. However, they could have probably done it better than the way that they did in the prequel trilogy. I do really, really like the Phantom Menace, and I just have no time for was it Attack of the Clones?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm the same. Like me and I think Mark as well were saying that we really quite like the Phantom Menace. Like, it gets slated, but I actually quite like. I enjoyed it. I think I was the right age for it as well, and that definitely helped. But Attack of the Clones was just the script.
Well, I always forget the name of the third one.
Revenge of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
I'm always thinking it's like... I always think of, like, Return of the Jedi. I always think they've just gone, oh, well, let's just tweak that slightly.
Yeah.
But then I'm always like, Return of the
Sith. Revenge of the Jedi.
But they kind of done that again. So you got the last one in the let's go time order. The last one in the first trilogy was... Return of the Jedi, and the last one in the second trilogy was Rise of the Sith, and then Revenge of the Sith, and this one was like Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got a format. Let's just copy and paste.
Yeah, pretty much. Which it would be another if I was going to level another criticism at Rise of Skywalker, it would be that there is a bit like this episode 7. It's a bit of copy and pasting going on, a little bit of.
But I like episode 7.
Yeah,
I think my it's it's not even a spoiler. Feel free to not listen, but it's not a spoiler at all, really, because it doesn't really tie to any of the storyline. If you watch episode 8, The Last Jedi, at the very end of the film, you see a little kid.
Yeah.
And this kid uses his force to pick up a brush.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Exactly.
Not at all mentioned in episode 1. And it's just like, huh?
Yeah.
So what was the point? I mean, my feeling is they've just gone, okay, we can just use that. We can leave that alone and have it as an inference that the Force is always going to be there in mysterious ways. But my feeling is that was supposed to be something, and in the cutting room they've just gone, yeah, fuck it, we'll have to ditch that story arc.
To be honest, it's because like the theory goes from what like we hear, J.J. Abrams, who did episode 7 and 9, just actually didn't like a lot of the direction episode 8 took. So there was just literal disagreements between the two directors, and that's never a good thing for a trilogy.
I thought that. Who was it that did this?
Brian Johnson, something like that, I think his name was called. I can't quite remember.
Wow. Brian McFadden from Westlife. God damn it. Yeah, I think the second film, there was a lot about the second film that I think that's what upset the third film. If we'd have had J.J. Abrams doing all three, then it'd probably been a bit better.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, that's enough Star Wars. We'll just jump back through. It smells like we need a Star Wars to watch along and in review to make sure everything is covered. That sounds like a bloody good plan.
It does.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Prequels always have the problem of they can't add anything new without finding some reason to cover it up from impacting the original story. Exactly. That's the thing. Or you need to have it be important but inconsequential at the same time. It needs to be something important enough to make people watch it, but not important enough that it never gets mentioned again.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like having Darth Maul in it, double lightsaber, like badass, and the fact that he dies in that film, he has to really, because if not, it becomes important in. The fact that he's important enough and dies is inconsequential. You think, okay, I get that. It's shit because I fucking love Darth Maul. He's one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe. But the fact that he's gone, it's like, I get it. It's one of those things that you have to like give and take.
Apparently gone. I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, they get to do the odd cool things, such as in the very. I realise we're jumping back into it again a bit here, but in the original,
it's fine.
In the original Star Wars, you remember when like Ben Kenobi talks about how his father fought in the Clone Wars, and then obviously the prequels get to sort of use that, they get to reference the Clone Wars and make it about the Clone Wars, and then it's almost like a kind of retrospective sort of reference. It kind of works the other way around, so they can keep on with the prequels. They can kind of make things that are referred to in the original trilogy have more meaning. I suppose that's the only way they can do it, really.
Have you, speaking of Clone Wars, have you watched any of the Clone Wars stuff?
No, I've not. I want to, actually, because increasingly it feels more and more relevant. Like, again, Mandalorian, there's something at the end that happens in Mandalorian which is apparently referenced in the Clone Wars.
Apparently there's a lot of stuff from the Clone Wars that is really good. I remember seeing it months ago, but there's like a Reddit post that says if you don't want to watch, there's like 40 episodes or something, I don't know, maybe not that much, but there's like a Reddit that shows you which ones you should watch if you just want to pick out the key stuff kind of thing. My issue is just watching something like that just feels like I'm watching Disney XD kind of thing.
Yeah,
is that what it was on or whatever?
I think it was, and I'm not keen on like the animation, to be honest.
Yeah,
but, you know,
it is animation that hasn't aged well.
No, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, if it was Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers animation, yeah, boy, but that it was kind of the early days of computer CGI animation.
Yeah,
it's just, Anyway, yes. we are ending now, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost lunchtime. Go and get yourself some food. We did start a little bit late today because, it's first day back and, well, it's for me. So I had to tick off emails and get my emails working again and stuff. And you don't even care about that, so I'll stop talking about it now. But if there is anything that you guys want us to cover, then obviously feel free to let Luke know. That's at Jeroen on Twitter. You can also let me know too, at Graham_Day, or just find us on social media at Ice Cream Uploads across the board. Let me just check. ! Socials. Yes! Yeah. Chatbot's working. So there we go. All the social links are in the chat. You don't even need to type it. Just click on those and they'll take you there. Make sure you hit the follow button now. Also, one thing to mention, a little bit of housekeeping before we disappear. If you check out our Twitter, we have a competition running at the moment. If you are a fan of the remakes that we've spoken about, that the PS4 is bringing you thick and fast, maybe you played Resident Evil 2. Maybe you're excited for Resident Evil 3. Well, if you are, make sure you check out our competition. We have a post on Twitter, and I believe it'll be on Facebook too. Anyway, there's a Gleam link through there, and there's a lot of ways for you to enter to win a selection of Resident Evil goodies that are actually sat just on a green screen table over there.
I can see them.
So we're not going to show you because that'll spoil the illusion of the artwork that's there on Twitter. Check the artwork out, it's good. Anyway, enter for a chance to win yourself some swag. If there's anything you do want us to cover, feel free to let us know. As mentioned in the comments, I'm stealing Bibby's line because he usually says that when we are live. And we will be back 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow morning with more Scoopalicious good times. Anything you want to mention before we disappear, Luke?
No, I think I'm all Star Wars out now, so I can stop talking about that. And otherwise,
because I've asked you that like 3 times now. It was then shut up. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a lovely day, and until actually in a few minutes, Josie will be live. Forgetting that, Josie will be live. It's Tuesday. She will be back. I'm assuming more Death Stranding. I don't actually know anymore.
She's finishing. Yeah, I think she's about to finish it off. So yeah.
Well, Josie will be back in a bit. We will be back at tomorrow 10 a.m. Have yourselves a lovely day. Until then, stay frosty.